Do you ever want to know why male peacocks look like this, while female peacocks look like this? No shade to her, but... So most people have probably already aware of natural selection, but there is another factor at play determining what creatures look like, and that is sexual selection. So sexual selection is when one sex of the species, generally female, determines what traits are attractive in the other sex of the species. Most of the time the traits are completely arbitrary and don't actually have much to do with fitness in general. So for like the case with the peacocks, the female peacocks have decided through genes or for whatever reason that long and colorful tails on the male peacocks are very attractive. So, in order to mate, the males with the best and fanciest tails generally get to reproduce more because they are the hottest in peacock terms. And you may be thinking that that's not very good for your survival because look at those feathers, they're heavy and they're long and they're annoying, and you're completely right. So sexual selection does not always increase survival rate. So there tends to be a trade-off. If you don't have a big fancy tail, then you don't get laid and you don't pass down your genes. But if you do have a big fancy tail, then you might get eaten and die before you can pass on your genes. So has to be a delicate balance between hot and functional. So that's what happened with peacocks. Somewhere during evolution, the female peacock decided that those big tails were really hot, and so through evolution and selection, it got selected for bigger, fancier tails over time, and now we're left with... An example of this would be for humans if one day there was a mutation that made everyone think like, damn, long noses are really hot. And then people only had babies with people with really long noses, and then noses kept getting longer and longer and longer until they were so long, like Pinocchio length, that we couldn't lift our heads up anymore. And that's called runaway selection, same thing that happens with the peacock tails. So in a million years, everyone looks like Pinocchio because it's pretty sexy.